Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, the basketball edition. And I'm so excited because I have a guest with me today. Takia is with me. Takia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's my pleasure. I wanted to take some of your time because I know that you're a sports enthusiast.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that you work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you're into sports, but you weren't always into the WNBA, were you?
That's correct. It's very recent.
Very recent. So let me ask you this before I ask you a little bit about your journey. Would you consider yourself now a WNBA fan?
Yeah, I'm a little hooked now, admittedly.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now the league is almost 30 years old. And you weren't a fan, but you're a little hooked now. Why weren't you interested in the WNBA before? Let's start there.
I don't know. I mean, I played ball in high school myself. And let's just be honest, women can't jump as high, run as fast. And being a woman, I still thought it was an inferior product. Just never. In the beginning, there was a little interest in its inception with Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie.
Yes.
But after that, had no incentive.
No incentive. And you said they don't jump as high, etc. Well, they're not. Are they jumping any higher now? Like, what won you over to the WNBA?
Okay. I kept hearing about, they kept saying the Clark girl. I didn't even know her whole name. And hearing that everywhere, I even heard Steph Curry say, liken himself to this Clark person.
Right.
And I thought, wow, for an NBA player to liken himself to a female, she must be awesome. So long story short, I'm hanging out and the guys say, hey, turn on that Clark game, just like that. Looked at the television and just being fully open. I was like, whoa, she's a white girl.
Yep, she's a white girl.
I had no idea how she looked. First time watching her, she scored 40 points, blew them away. So that was the Iowa game. And then I just kind of followed her to, WNBA. And that's it.
Wow. And so it was seeing her play in college that made you want to follow her and bring you into the WNBA.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. And now I used to be an avid WNBA fan, and then I went away for years, but I returned. I mean, other than an occasional game here or there, but I returned because, similar to your story, Caitlin Clark. So are you a fan of Caitlin Clark, or are you a fan of all of it now?
More so Caitlin Clark, but the Fever are growing on me. I love Aaliyah Boston. Nalissa Smith is growing on me. I can name names now. I couldn't do that. Yeah. So the first game I went to was a Sky game. Tried to have an open mind and cheer for them because I am a region girl from Northwest Indiana. That is Chicagoland.
Okay.
So to root for, the Fever. Yeah, but I'm segueing off the question, but I'm becoming more of a Fever fan now.
And do you have a liking to all the other teams as well and different players, or is it Fever?
It's right now Fever. I will go see more Chicago Sky games, but I'm not gonna pretend as though I'm a Sky fan.
Right. Yeah. Now like you said, you played in high school, etc. You weren't really into it because they didn't, the jumping and all that we see in the men's game, you don't see in the WNBA. So what is it about Caitlin Clark that has you hooked? Tell me about her game that stands out to you.
I may have made this comment on social media, but the way she runs the floor, her basketball acumen or her basketball, can't think of the word, IQ.
Yeah.
She runs the floor at a very high level, so high level, they're not even ready to take her passes. The logo threes, obviously. She's cat quick. Like
Yeah.
defenders are running their hardest to keep up with her.
Yeah.
Her style, I don't know anybody else to compare her to. So it is like Steph Curry, and
Yeah.
that's what drew me in.
Yeah. And Takia, she's a rookie. Like, that's sick when you think
Yeah.
about it, you know? So what do you think about the fact that she's not on the Olympic team? What did you have any thoughts when they announced that?
A little bit. With the WNBA, like I said, if I can speak openly, it's kind of like a welfare league. You're getting funding from the NBA, and you need those international eyes. And
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of her not making it, but yeah, I think they're blowing an opportunity. They're gonna win anyway. They're gonna win these games, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I just can imagine as a player, if I'm a scorer, I want Caitlin Clark on my team. I want her feeding me the ball. So let's just say, just for the sake of argument here, there are people who feel that the league, it's not, it's like Angel Reese, for example, just to use her as an example. She said it's not just about Caitlin Clark, it's me too, the people are watching. You've got Coach Reeve, who is the Olympic coach and the coach of the Minnesota Lynx, who clearly doesn't seem to like Caitlin. She made a comment early in the preseason, actually, that there's more than one team. There's more than one player. You got other people who are saying it's not about Caitlin Clark. That's not really what's going on. And yet I'm hearing you and you're saying, well, that's kind of what got me here. So what do you say to the people who say it's really not the Caitlin Clark show?
Stop being delusional.
Your eyes said it all.
Yeah. Every single sellout game in existence has one common denominator lately, and that's Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Even the LSU championship in college, when LSU won, people were complaining, why is Caitlin Clark on every magazine? Because she was the major draw. I mean, there are Angel Reese fans. I can't take that away.
Absolutely.
But overwhelmingly, yeah.
It's Caitlin Clark.
It's Caitlin Clark.
So the WNBA All-Star Game is Friday night. Well, WNBA All-Star activities begin Friday night. WNBA All-Star Game Saturday. Do you have plans to tune into that?
Absolutely. I think it'll be exciting to see Clark and Reese on the same team. A bunch of them, really. I can't believe I'm actually learning their names. But yeah, I do plan on watching.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing to have you say what you're saying. Because again, you know sports, you're a sports enthusiast, you played. I have found that women, you might not think it would be the case, but women are the most reluctant, I felt, over the years to embrace the WNBA. You know,
correct.
Isn't it true, right?
Very. I've gotten so many guy friends to say, hey, you want to come watch a game with me, WNBA? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So it's a big thing. Now, as we end here, I want to ask you this. I haven't had an opportunity to go to a game. You've been to 2 games this season?
Yeah, and I want to go to more. Like I said, the Chicago Sky was the first, and going to Indianapolis, whew.
Wow. It was something, right? That's what I wanted to ask you about, because everyone I hear talk about being in an arena, they say it's just, you don't really get the full effect on television.
No, you do not. Let me tell you, every time she shoots a three, or really anything, but especially a three-pointer, the crowd goes nuts, like 2 to 5 minutes after the play is over. They're on the other side of the court, and they're still, the noise level, it's an experience.
Really? That's what I hear. I hear it's an experience, and that they're doing things constantly to make it enjoyable for the fans and everything too. So yeah. Now let's say this: if Caitlin Clark packed her bags and left, do you foresee these arenas remaining filled and the electricity and you tuning in still?
I would try,
Mhm.
but it would be a dagger in the heart. It really would. Yeah, I would imagine that the WNBA would still have a few more eyes, but they would probably follow her if she went overseas or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, hate to say it, but I I love Aaliyah Boston, but I don't know if I love her enough to keep watching like that.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. And I've got a theory about that too. I'm going to get into in another video. But thank you so much. I wanted to talk to you
Yeah.
because I knew you experienced a conversion of sorts into the WNBA. And obviously, Caitlin Clark has everything to do with that. So I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit.
Appreciate that. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Takia. God bless you.
All right. All right. Bye-bye.